Way back in the early 80s, New York was a totally different place than what it is today. In 1982, Ed Koch was still mayor, Reagan was president, and E.T. was the top movie. I was like 20 years old, and I worked in downtown Manhattan at this building right here, 120 Broadway, also known as the Equitable Building. Next to it was the Marine Midland Building with that huge sculpture of a red square with a hole drilled through it in the plaza. It's still there. I remember a few months after I started working there, a window washer fell 500 feet to his death after his rig failed. I remember the scene, the ambulance, the covered body on the sidewalk. Anyhow, the Equitable Building was pretty famous. It's located right along Heroes Canyon, where Lindbergh and Armstrong were given ticker tape parades. At the time, the first 4 floors of this building were the offices of the French-American Banking Corporation, a subsidiary of Banque Paribas. Anyways, it's a state-owned French bank. It was no ordinary bank, that regular folks banked at. It was mostly for French nationals who happened to be in New York City, as well as support the worldwide operations of the bank. And this window here is on the mezzanine level of the building, and it was from inside this window looking out on Broadway that I worked as a mail clerk in the mail room. This was like my first real job in the city. So, we'd receive and send mail to all the corners of the French world. For a while there, I knew all the capitals of all the former French colonies around the globe. Places like Lomé, Togo, Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, Moroni, Comoros, Libreville, Gabon, Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and so forth. We'd get bagfuls of letters with colorful stamps from all over the world. My boss was a Cuban-American named Avelino Aguilar. He lived out in Jersey. Nice, easygoing boss. His son was one of the first victims of the AIDS epidemic. That was rough. The poor man was never the same after that. The supervisor was a cat named Carl Davidson. He was a shit-talking, chain-smoking brother from Georgetown, Guyana. He was constantly talking, walking, smoking, bragging. Then there was Joe Bouchard. He was Lebanese, but he was raised in Jamaica. Yeah, a Lebanese Jamaican. Don't meet one of those every day. He, liked to take broken umbrellas from the trash cans, fix them up, then give them away. Poor chap. He died of a massive heart attack on the toilet in his apartment on Mulberry Street. There was also Lenny. He was also from Guyana. But he didn't say much and rarely moved from his seat, just waiting for the mail to come in. Another dude was Robert Sween, a chill brother my age, from Trinidad and Tobago. He was charged with killing his mother-in-law, but he was all right. He got off the hook somehow. I forget how. I visited him in jail. Then there was a guy named Gene Macashan. He was from Haiti, spoke that Creole French the real French looked down on. His thing was he liked to travel across the country on Greyhound buses. Yeah, Greyhound buses. That's what he did on vacation, every single year. There was Sudeep Krishna, your classic hard-working immigrant from India. He always wore a tie. He had like some master's degree in accounting, but there he was, fresh off the boat, working his way up the American dream in the mailroom. He was just a super-duper nice guy. He's probably like a millionaire now. And Justin Kitchenamorty, he was a devout Muslim who always fasted and grew out his beard during Ramadan. One of the most subservient men I've ever met, at the beck and call of his boss, the finance chief, some Frenchy banker whose name I forget. The bigwigs always spoke French, so I never really knew what the hell they were saying, Like, is she making fun of me as she waves or what? Hard to say. The French have that snooty reputation. Anyway, the one person I remember most from my days at this French bank in New York City was this smoking hot Italian girl from Long Island named Veronica Vendetti. Dear God, she was divine. The only thing better than seeing Veronica walking toward me in the office was just seeing her walk anywhere, really. It didn't matter. She was just crazy hot. She's gotta be like 60 years old now, but I bet she's still smoking hot. You go, girl. Wherever you are, Veronica Vendetti, just know I will never ever forget you, and neither has any man who's ever looked at you once. And that's my true 5-minute New York City story. What's yours? Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like the story. Peace out.